If you need some help or some inspiration on how to DIY your August craft kit, then this one's for you. Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. My name's Liz, and for today's video, I have my August Craft Club kit that I'm going to show you how I put together and painted and assembled so that if you've received it, you can follow along and get some inspiration on how to finish yours. If you're new to my channel and you didn't know, I have a monthly subscription box where I make and sell wood kits just like this. This is the August craft kit that I absolutely love. This is one of my favorite ones. I love that it's a little sitter and it has the little hanging sign. I just think this one is so much fun. And then to go along with your wooden craft kit, you will get a 16-page 6x6 scrapbook paper pad. This is going to go along with the theme for the month. So this month was Halloween. So you got some really cute little skeleton guys and lots of other fun coordinating paper that I just think is really fun. You can use it for this project, you can use it for other projects, but I personally just love using scrapbook paper on my kits and just DIYs in general with crafting and home decor. I'm a huge scrapbook paper fan. So you can see here, these two pumpkins are actually scrapbook paper. You've got the kind of webby design, and then this one is actually one of the solids in the pack, and I loved this color and I just kind of distressed them. Anyways, you'll see how I did that in just a minute, but there is still time to grab this exact kit until the last day of August. So I'll leave a link down in my description box. If you want to make sure that you get this exact kit, make sure that you sign up before the end of August. And just to give you a couple of examples of our past kits, this was April's kit that I just think is really fun. This one was June's kit. I have to remember the days, but I loved this one. This is one of my favorite ones. I just love the barn. And then this one was July's kit. So just to give you an example of what you can expect every single month, similar things to this. Get excited for next month because I cannot wait for September's kit. It is going to be so adorable. I can't wait for you guys to see it. But without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into the tutorial for August kit. All right, so here is the kit, totally unfinished, and then your scrapbook paper pack. So like I said, you get the wooden kit plus the 16-page 6x6 scrapbook paper, and there are two of each design. So in case you use one side, you have another page that you can use the other side. So I just wanted to give you a little rundown so that you can see all the pieces that come with your kit. You're gonna get 2 metal rings. Your dead and breakfast are cut out in individual letters, 2 little bats, 2 pumpkins, and then you have your post, your sign, and your base. I'm going to start out by painting my post. I'm just using my Waverly chalk paint in white, and I'm just taking it on a really small detailed brush and going around and painting the entire thing. You could use a paint pen for this if you wanted. A lot of times with the smaller details, I like using a paint pen, but I wanted the look of the chalk paint, so that's why I went with that. And then I get a lot of questions on how to paint pieces that have engravings on them. So I like to take my time and I go around all the engravings first. The trick is to not get paint into the engravings. That is going to help those engravings pop out a lot more. So you're going to want to do your best to paint around them. So this means that you're going to need to be patient and take your time with it. And for this specific one, I'm going to paint all around the engravings and all the words and kind of just do a rough job with that chalk paint. And then I'm going to go back in with a paint pen and I'm going to start filling in around each letter and in the middle of the letters. So like the P's, the A's, the D's, I'm going to fill those in with my paint pen. So this just helps me be a little bit more detailed and to make sure that I'm not getting paint into those engravings as best as I can. I just take my time with it and go around the rest of it with that paint pen. Once that portion is done, I'm going to take my Waverly chalk paint and ink. I'm going to go around the 2 circles at the top where it's going to be holding the sign. I paint that black, and any other details that I want to be black, I'm just going to use a small detail brush and paint those black. And for my base, I also give that one good coat of my Waverly Chalk paint and ink. For my letters and my bats, because these are so small, I'm just going to take a paint pen and I'm going to go and paint those just one good coat. The fun thing about these kits is that you can customize this however you want. I love when I get pictures and I see everybody's different take on the kit. So if you have it and you have finished it, make sure to send me a picture. You can either send it to me on Instagram or Facebook, or you can email it to me. I'll have all that information linked down below. And I thought that it would be fun to have a little highlight on my Instagram page where I can repost your guys' pictures. That way everybody can see them and get inspiration from your guys' finished pieces. So if you want to be on my Instagram highlights, make sure to send me a picture and I will post them there. And then if you're looking for inspiration, go over to my Instagram page and you'll see your creations highlights and you can go through and see everybody's take on the kits. Next, I wanted this to look really, really old and worn and weathered. So the first step that I'm going to do is I'm going to take my sandpaper and I am just going to start sanding all the edges down. I really want some of that natural wood to peek through, but mostly I want it just to look really old and just not perfect. The next step to that is taking a chip brush and my Waverly Wax and Antique, and I'm going to antique the entire thing. The base I just did a rough coat on because it's black and you can't see too much of it. And then for the sign, I'm going through just lightly dry brushing the entire thing, a little bit more heavy-handed on all the edges and the top and the bottom, and then just dragging my brush throughout the entire thing. Like I said, I want this to look as old as I can get it without it being, too messy. And then I take my chip brush again on the post and I'm really focusing on those edges and the sides. I wanted to dull down that stark white as best as I can. I did leave the little web alone. I didn't add any antiquing to that. I wanted that to be a little bit wider than the rest of it. And then I'm just going to go through the entire thing and drag my antique wax along the front. Next, I'm going to take my scrapbook paper. I'm going to take 2 pieces in this one. I'm going to do the black page with the webs, and then I'm going to do this really pretty green color that I thought would look really fun on a pumpkin. And I'm just going to set my pumpkins right on top of them. I'm going to trace them out using a pencil, and then I'll cut those out with some scissors. You can also use your X-Acto knife to make sure that you're getting any excess paper off the sides. All I'm going to do is use a glue stick and adhere my paper down to each of my pumpkins. You can use whatever kind of glue that you want. I personally find that a glue stick works fine. And then I also wanted my pumpkins to be antiqued and weathered. And I'm just going to use a small brush and my antique wax, and I'm going to go along all of the sides. And then I'll go along the stems and make those a little bit darker. You can mostly just tell on this green one, the black one, not too much, but I just wanted that stem to be brown. And then I just do some more antiquing around all the sides. Next, we are going to start adhering our kit together. So I'm going to use some gel super glue for all the words. I just do little dots on each letter that is etched into the back. I put the etchings on there so that it's a lot easier for you guys to see where each letter goes. And I just do a little dot on each one, add my letter down onto it. I also take a little paintbrush that I don't mind ruining, and I just kind of clean up around it. So if there's any glue peeking from the sides, I just kind of clean it up with a brush, and I just go along the entire thing like that. And then I add some more glue to the back of my bats, and I'll glue those onto my sign. And then I'm going to take these 2 little rings that come in your kit. You can easily just pull these apart with your hands. You want to make sure that you are going towards you and away from you, not pulling them apart sideways. Hopefully that makes sense, so that you're not ruining the circle. You're just pushing them and pulling them apart, like I said, towards you and one away from you. You can kind of see how I did that there. Now I'm just going to add those hoops through the holes in my sign, and then I'll put it through the holes on the post. And then you can use your hands, or if you need to, you can use some needle nose pliers, and then you can kind of press those back together. And I just keep doing that until both ends are meeting just the way they were before. Next, you're going to add your post to your base. So I'm going to use some wood super glue that comes from the Dollar Tree. I actually like this stuff a lot, and I just add some to the front and to the back. And then if you make a little mess on the front like I did with the glue, you can take a wipe and just wipe off all that excess glue off the front, and then you can't even tell that you made a mess. Lastly, you will add your pumpkins. You want to make sure that this is the last step so that you're not adding them too low and you won't be able to get your base on. So make sure that you add your base before your pumpkins. And I'm just going to use that same wood super glue, add it to my largest pumpkin first, add that on there, and then add my second pumpkin. And I just added the glue to the post and added my pumpkins. And that is it for assembling your Dead and Breakfast shelf sitter. And that is it for today's video. I hope that this was helpful when you are trying to put this together, or inspired you on how to finish your own kit. Check out my website linked down below. I have a whole bunch of other things besides a monthly subscription box, pieces that you can purchase individually, and then tons and tons of scrapbook paper and lots of fall scrapbook paper. I just put in a huge restock for a lot of it that sold out very quickly. So again, I will leave that link to my website down below. Don't forget to subscribe before you guys leave. Give this video a big thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and I will see you in my next one. Bye!